Okay, just let me give you just 1 second. I'll be right there. Hold on. Okay, oh, good. I'm done. I'm all yours. Putting the phone down. It's just about you and me right now. Boy, how many times have we been guilty of doing that? Well, Dr. Beurkens is with us this morning to talk especially about how you handle your kids and screen time. Take a look. Good morning, Dr. Beurkens, and welcome to Hometown Living.
Thanks for having me.
Wow. So I was, thinking this morning, when I was young, when I was little, I remember getting our first VHS, VCR,
Yeah.
and it was the most natural thing in the world to sit the kids in front of the VCR, pop a Disney movie in, and parents had a little paradise, a little break. But over the years, things evolve, and the term screen time has come to be part of our lexicon, and it's really important to limit that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really important to find balance. I mean, now more than ever before, with everything that's going on, kids are spending a lot more time in front of screens and for some very good uses. I mean, a recent Custodio study found that really increased use in terms of homeschooling and education and social contact and communication are up way over things like video games and social media, which is great. But still, we want to be cautious because the research does show that excessive use of devices, excessive screen time, can be detrimental to kids. So it really is about finding a balance that's going to work for kids and families.
And so what are some of the tips that you might give to parents on, it's battle every time, get off the computer, put your iPad down, turn the TV off. So what are some ways to kind of soften that?
I think the first thing is for parents to give themselves some grace during this time period, especially. Some of the rules or the ways that we've been encouraging parents to think about this up until this pandemic situation are a little bit out the window in terms of
Right.
everything that's going on right now. So for parents to not become overly stressed about, what's going on with screen time, but to have some management systems in place. So first of all, to be communicating with kids, talking about what are appropriate uses of devices and what is not appropriate use of device, to make sure that there are expectations set up for other non-device activities that they're doing throughout the day. So if they're going to be on devices for school, for chatting with friends, for playing games, those kinds of things, also setting expectations for things like helping around the house with chores, getting outside and playing, doing some hobbies and things that don't involve screens. So looking at how to find some balance there. Another important thing for parents to think about is their own modeling in terms of device use and healthy device habits. Kids will go by what they see us doing far more than what we tell them. So if we're saying to them, you're spending too much time on screens, but what they're seeing from us is that our face is always in our laptop, in our phone, they're going to default to that as how they operate as well. So we want to be conscious about that for ourselves, about having some time periods where we are closing the computer, stepping away, doing something with our kids or other people in the family with our full attention. I think another simple way that parents can encourage balance is having things like device-free meals. Hey, when we all come to the dinner table, we're going to put our devices away and we're going to enjoy each other's company and do that device-free. When we go for a walk after dinner, we're not going to bring our devices with us. So that's a simple way to start setting some times and places where devices aren't going to be used. And to your point about the power struggles that can happen, one of the easiest things that I think that parents can do to help themselves with this is to use the screen time management tools, parental controls, third-party apps like Custodio that allow parents to easily manage things like the content that kids are accessing, how much time they're spending on devices in general, as well as on specific apps. It really cuts down on those power struggles because it's communicated clearly, the devices simply shut off or the apps shut off at a certain time, and it makes that management a lot easier for parents.
I take moments where I'm very conscious of being on the phone when I'm with other people or, that kind of thing. And so over the Memorial Day weekend, I decided I'm not going to have my phone while we went to the lake house. And I thought I'm just going to be engaged in the moment, not going to do the phone thing. And I think 3 times I had to run and get the phone because I had to ask Siri a question.
Yeah.
So we We become so reliant. Or
Yes.
in just like in general conversation, you start to think about something and you think, oh, when was that? Oh, let
Mm-hmm.
me ask Siri. It's such a balancing act and it's so hard. But like you said, there are apps like
Hmm.
you spoke of this morning that are just going to be great, really just great aid for parents and maybe grown people who don't have kids need the same kind of
Absolutely.
help.
It can be helpful for us for our own awareness too. Most adults are shocked when they start using the time trackers and some of those things to see. They
Yeah.
go, oh my gosh, I had no idea I spent that much time. And that awareness can lead us then to developing healthier habits for ourselves and for our kids.
Well, great advice. Thank you so much for being with us this morning on Hometown Living.
Thanks for having me.